Hey guys, Bob Lyle here. In my last video, I showed you how easy it was to sign up with Aweber and start a list. Um, and today, what I want to show you is how to begin a message series with the list that you're creating in your Aweber account. So, first thing we want to do is come into in your Aweber account where it says manage lists and pick the list that you want to begin your message series with. Now, if you're just getting started, you're obviously only going to have one list. But in Aweber, you're allowed to have as many lists as you want or that you need. So let's say you're in several different opportunities. Each one is going to have its own list and its own message series because you don't want to send messages from one opportunity. It may not have anything to do with your other opportunities. So, because a weight loss opportunity, for instance, isn't going to have anything to do with a keyword research tool that you have or something that you're selling. So it's not going to, you don't want to mix those two lists up. So you want separate lists for everything that you're doing. So when you're beginning to start your message series, this is where it's going to bring you list options, and you just have some basic settings in here. We went over this in the last video, and I'll give you the link for the other video so you can watch that first if you haven't seen it yet. But our list name in this one is Weekly Ice Cream, and your list description basically tells just in a few words what the list is, who it's from, and the email address that it's coming from. Um, if you want to know every time somebody opts in or you have a new subscriber on your list, this is the location that you're going to put your name and your email in. And Aweber will send you an email saying you've got a new subscriber on your list. Once you fill all this out, of course, you want to save your settings and go to the next step, which is personalizing your list. You can put your company name here, your website. If you have a website that you want to show up here, you can put that there. It's not necessary. Your email signature. This is like a default email signature that you can add to each one of your emails. So you might want to say, thanks for opting into my list. Look forward to serving you in the future. Whatever you want to say here, it's not going to show up on your emails unless you want it to. It's just giving you a location to put a default email signature here if you want to use it. And you can also upload your logo or your photo right here. That way it's handy for you, and I'll show you that. Probably not on this video, but in another one, how to use the templates that Aweber has so you're able to utilize all these tools here. You can connect with your Twitter account or your Facebook account. So if you make a broadcast message, which is totally different from a follow-up series message, it'll broadcast your email messages on social media for you. So the next thing, and of course, always save your settings. Always save your settings when you do this. Next step is your confirmed opt-in. Now, what that means is actually somebody is going to confirm that they subscribe to your list. So I'm sure you've gotten those emails before where it's a confirmation message, and we set that up last week in the last video. And you can, like I said before, you can change a few things on this. You can edit what you want your message to say. It will always have the confirmation link to your account here that you cannot edit, and you can edit your signature at the bottom of the email. Typically, Aweber only allows you to have 2 lists where you can automatically switch both of these off. One is, it's actually a confirmation message. This message would go out if you leave this on. And that is, if somebody subscribes to your list, they are going to get this confirmation message in their emails that they use to sign up to your list. What that does is it actually allows the person to say, yes, I opted into the list. Yes, I want to receive the rest of the emails that are going to follow up with this one. If you turn this off, they are not going to get this confirmation message. And it allows Aweber to simply send your first message immediately without your subscriber having to opt into this list. Some people like that, some don't. That's totally up to you. If you decide that you don't want to use that on your lists, you have up to 2 lists in Aweber that you can turn both of these off, and it won't send the confirmation message. After that, you'll have to contact Aweber and have them turn off the confirmation message manually, but they're relatively fast about doing that. So if you don't want that, just get a hold of Aweber, tell them you remove that off your list. All right, let's get into setting you up a message. Now we'll go to the follow-up series, because this is where you're going to go to set up your follow-up messages. So when we click there, it should have said we don't have any messages yet, but let's do this. Let's click on insert our message here. It's going to take us to the template, and you'll notice it's already got a box here for you. It says hi, first name in parentheses. What that is if somebody has opted into your list and provided you with their name, then when your email goes out, it's going to say hi, then their first name. So it'll be Bob or Mary or Charlotte or whatever. If they haven't given you their name, then this will not show up. It'll just say hi. So this is where you're going to type in your first message. I typically get rid of that and put my message that I'm using into the message body here. This wouldn't be a great message, because somebody's going to open this up and go, wow, that's all mumbled jumbled up together. What I like to typically do is add some white space at the top of my messages to make it a little bit easier to read. And also I like to change the font size on the message. Again, that makes it easier to read. So if we take and just highlight everything and go up here to the font size, typically 14 is where I like it to be. What happened here? Let me paste that back in there again and get my message size ready. All right, and then I break up this into different sentences or so. I'm not really showing you the proper way to write an email, but because I just want to show you how to get your messages in the series. So once you have your first message ready, you want to go down to save your message. You always want to save your message. Don't forget your subject line. Weekly ice cream, and then we'll save it. And it's going to take you to this screen right here. This is your first message in your series. So what you'll want to do once you have your message set up the way that you want it, we want to add to the follow-up series. Now, this is going to be the first message. So it's going to be your welcome message, and you want to add it to your series. It's going to give you a few options now. It'll be a send immediately, which you want it to do. But you also want to change one other thing on here. And where is it? We want to change the time that it goes out. And it's not allowing me to do that right now, but it does allow you to save the time that you want your message to go out. So if most of your people are in the United States, you figure most of them are working during the day. You don't want them to receive their email message at 7 o'clock in the morning. You want them to receive that message like when they get home from work that day. So you want to change the times if you can. Now we'll create another message, and we'll put a second message into the series. All right, let's do this. And you saw how I did that before with the white space and all that. We want to highlight, change the size. I'll go over how to do all that in another video, and what to do with your messages to make them, a little more attractive. We want to add this to the follow-up series. We want it to be, you can send it the day after, or I typically like to go 2 days after. Now here, oh, that's why it didn't allow me to pick the time, because that first message is sent immediately after they opt into your list. That's why. But the second message, it'll pop this up, send window. We want to edit that. See how it's going out at 9 o'clock in the morning? We don't want it to go out at 9 in the morning. We want it to go out, between 5, 6, 8 o'clock at night when most people are on the internet. So you just move the time to wherever you want it to be at, and look down here, and it'll say send messages based on each subscriber's local time. Make sure you click that. That way it's not going out at 5 p.m. your time when it's only 2 p.m. If you're on the East Coast, it's 2 p.m. on the West Coast. So you want it to go out on each subscriber's local time, and just hit apply. Now you have 2 messages in your series. Okay, don't forget my subject line. It's not allowing me to go until I do my subject line. Let's go weekly ice cream. There we go. Now it's going to allow me to add it to the follow-up series. Now we have 2 messages in our series. Now you can keep going with that. Just go to your follow-up series, create a message, and do the same steps over and over again. Each time you do that, it's going to give you the option to send it out 1 day or 2 days or however many days after your last message went out. So if you got your first message going out immediately, your next one will go out 2 days later, 2 days after that, 2 days after that, or however you want to set it up. And you can also create broadcast messages. Now what this broadcast message does is it allows you to send a single message to as many lists as you want to. So let's say you've got 5 lists and you want each of your lists to get the same message. This is where you're going to do that at. You just create a broadcast message. It's going to give you send options. Let's see. I didn't put that on my message. Okay, here we go. Do you want to share this message? Who do you want to share this message with? And it allows you to do some different things with it. Who should receive the message? Do you want it to go to every one of your lists? Do you want it to be a certain segment of all of your lists? Or when should the message be sent? It'll, you know, bring up a calendar. You can pick a day of the week that you want it to go out, pick the time that you want it to go. So there's a lot of different things you can do with a broadcast message that you can't do with a follow-up message. It allows you to, you know, again, send one single message out to every list that you have in all of your Aweber accounts. So, well, I hope you guys got something out of this. One thing I didn't mention was if you have somebody that you're actually in a business with, and they already have a full message series set up, they could share their campaign with you. Meaning, if they've got 10 messages in a series and they use Aweber, they can share their campaign code with you, and you just post their code right here, and it will load all of their messages that they already have set up into the Aweber account for you. And then all you've got to do is go in and, you know, change a few links or whatever. Put your name at the bottom, you know, change it to your affiliate links, or however, you know, whatever else you got to change in it. But it gives you their campaign already set up, which is will be really helpful if you're just getting started and you don't have time to, you know, type out 15 different messages or whatever. It just gives you a way to load somebody else's messages already. All right, I hope you guys got something out of this. I'll give you the link for the first video, how to set up an Aweber account. And next time I get with you, I'm going to show you how to use the templates that Aweber has, set up different kinds of emails, things of that nature. All right, you guys have a good day. Bob Lyle.